These text sounds are making noise.
That's me.
Turn that off.
Sorry.
And start. All right, everybody. Welcome back. Sam's Army match week number 9. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to start with the Premier League. Haway, the MFing lads. LOL at Liverpool and the Unwatchable Unevitables. Halftime will be a Bizarro World Cup 2026 related weekly What If. Round the World will be an Asian and Eurasian version of Hot Topics, and Stoppage Time with Ivan Toney's Best Bets and everyone's favorite segment, GOAWs. Now, time to welcome in this week's panel of beauties. And wouldn't you know it, a resident Liverpool fan is not here to face the music for his team being absolute dog poopy. Oh, well, he will probably eventually pop up at some point and face the music. Who is here? Let's start with Mr. Mikey Fowler. I got a random question for you. I know some of these are random. This is extra random. Where is the number one place you've never visited but are dying to do so?
Oh, fantastic question, Sam. I really want to see the pyramids in Egypt. I want to get to the bottom of that. I want to know what's going on there. That's my big one. No, I just got to see it with my own eyes. I want to see everything. Definitely the pyramids.
Okay, fair enough. It sounds like you're from Missouri, the old show me state there. Good answer. I've heard nothing but, well, they look awesome, but then I've heard a lot of things about around the
don't care.
Kind of, okay, never mind. You'll love it. All right. Finally, last but never least, since Mitchell Goulet begged out at the last second, we got Tommy McGunner, who is too busy playing soccer to travel the world at the moment. So you get a different question, Mr. McGunner. Give us a scouting report or, key matchups, however you want to do it, for this weekend's all or nothing, do or die, win or be a good friend and go to Tyler Terrence's wedding playoff game against North Carolina FC on Saturday, kickoff 6:30 p.m. Central Time. Give us walk us through it here.
So for those that don't know, top 8 in both conferences advance to playoffs, 1 through 8, or 1 play 8, 2, 7, 3, 6, 4, 5. In a single elimination. We played North Carolina FC on the last game of the season, so last Saturday at home. Winner basically got a home playoff game, and the likelihood was we would play each other again. So, of course, that happens. We lose 1-0. Now we go back to their place in a 3-6 matchup this weekend. I am not giving any scouting report information on them because I want the best chance possible to win because I have booked nothing for Tyler's wedding yet.
The truth comes out. The truth shall set you free. All right. He's being close-lipped. Sorry, North Carolina FC. I tried to give you a little advanced help there. Didn't work. Smart play. Big brain.
Sam, can we ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
What's your confidence level of making it to Tyler's wedding? 2-part question. And 2, when's the last time you missed a flight?
Are you saying this because you know my record on missing flights? Because it's bad.
Just want to know if I'm going to see it in a couple weeks.
I mean, I will make it. I'm going to give you 97% confidence on that. I have gotten better about missing flights. I think for a little while there, for a couple years stretch, I was about 50-50. I was just absolutely terrible. What's up, Peaches? I was absolutely terrible about missing flights. But it's kind of, I got lazy and, sort of, I don't know, comfortable. Because if you miss a flight, typically you can talk your way onto the next one and it doesn't really hurt you at all. Now,
this
every
is
now
a
and
bad
again,
trait. This is a bad trait.
It's a terrible trait. It's a terrible trait.
I do
not recommend it to anybody else. It raises your blood pressure. If you're ever traveling with somebody else, it causes a lot of problems. I've gotten a lot better. I miss.
Okay.
When's the last time I missed a flight?
It was Sunday, Sam.
I have a 2-part question after this.
No, I didn't miss my flight on Sunday.
I thought you texted you missed a flight on Sunday.
No, I do miss a lot of flights. I didn't miss
one
on Steve's asking, flying with family or alone. No, it's typically alone. I was probably about 50-50 making flights when it was by myself for about 5 years there.
This is
because I just
great.
talked my
I'm
way
glad
into
I asked.
another flight. Yeah, I don't know. What's
All right,
the follow-up,
I
Tommy?
got follow-up. The one was already answered, basically. 2, how many of those were a return flight that you missed back to Chicago since you've had kids?
See, this is where it rubber meets the road on this question. I'm probably about a 0% flights missed in that scenario, because if I do that, I am in a world of hurt from the Mrs. Army. Now, the reason I missed so many flights is that there wasn't really normally huge repercussions. I'd get on another flight, you talk your way onto like the next flight in an hour, 2 hours. So it's not that bad. It really isn't, to all the people out there thinking that like missing flights is the worst thing in the world.
Everybody's probably going to react very normally to this.
Yeah, I think this is definitely has to do with Chicago being a United hub as well. If you couldn't get
100%,
next flight,
you're right,
or you lived in Wisconsin still or whatever,
yes,
you'd be making your flights.
That's fair. That is a fair point. Adam's better at missing flights or better about not missing them. Yeah, for a little while there, it was pretty much touch and go. Steve, flying with family or alone, because alone is rough. I got to tell you, it's actually so much easier when you're alone.
This is becoming a therapy session for you.
It really is. Listen, that was a different time in my life. Okay,
Sure.
I'm a different Sam now. I don't miss flights, at least not nearly as many. The last time I missed the flight, I'm sure it was this year. I'm sure I missed the flight this year. No question about it. But it's a lot. It's night and day versus 50-50 back in the day. Let me tell you that.
Bad. Well, I'm glad I learned this about you.
Yeah, there's a little window into. I don't really know no, that is actually a pretty accurate sort of indictment of me as a human being. I'll be honest. I'm just a late to everything. So that makes sense. I won't say that's like some sort of weird situation. All right. And shout out to all our people in Discord, Peaches, Adam, Steve, everybody else. If you're not in the Discord, you should be, because then you can get involved as Drew. There you go. Old dogs can learn new tricks. That's right. Shout out, Drew. If you're not in the Discord, you should be, because you could get into our live chat while we're, discussing the Premier League and Eurasian hot topics, et cetera, et cetera. Get your thoughts involved. And you also get Tommy's blogs, tactical blogs. You get Open Mikey. Are we getting an Open Mikey this week, by the way?
It was supposed to be today, and then you guys you did this recording over it, so it'll be tomorrow.
All right. Open Mikey, not the name. It's just sort of
It's definitely not the name.
Open mic talk session on a ideally weekly basis, something like that. And, we got bonus episodes and everything else, working on other stuff. Tyler just put out an MLS specific preview for the playoffs, which that's an example of your bonus episodes. Anyway, get in the Sam's Army Discord by getting the Sam's Army Patreon, $3.99 a month. Go do it right now. All right, Premier League time. Interesting week of games. I'll just give a quick shout out to some of the highlights and lowlights. Brentford taking care of business, beating Liverpool 3-2 was a highlight and a lowlight, I think. Chelsea losing to Sunderland, that is fourth place Sunderland, put some respect on their name. Losing to Sunderland 1-2 at home, no less, for Chelsea. Villa beat City 1-0. Arsenal beat Palace 1-0. Wolves lost to Burnley in a game that was way more fun than I think anybody would have guessed. United beat Brighton 4-2. Spurs beat Everton 3-0. Bournemouth just do what Bournemouth does this season. Beat Nottingham Forest 2-0. And Newcastle held off Fulham 2-1. So there's actually all the highlights and lowlights. Tommy, let's start with you. What was the most notable result from the weekend and why?
United Brighton.
Okay.
I think everyone was like, oh, this is easier for United to play this way against top 6 teams. Let's see them do it at home against the team they should beat. And insert Brighton, a team that they should beat, that they've lost to, I think,
1 million
times in a row before this. Yeah. It's at Old Trafford. So for them to do that, yes, it was touch and go for a little bit, but really important. Yeah, they had luck on their side. I don't think people are talking enough about maybe they're getting on the right track finally and sticking with Amorim for this long. may be working out. There's still some question marks on them doing it consistently against teams that they should beat, even lower on the table than Brighton, because I still think Brighton prefers to be the person in control and attacking the game. But let's say, can they do it against a Wolves or a Burnley, like those teams that they really, really should beat? If they rack up enough of those, there's a chance they sneak into a European spot in a year that would be really, really a successful season.
Peaches, I hope not. And by the way, the next game is at Nottingham Forest, I believe. Mikey, so what do you think? Has United turned a corner?
If you look at the personnel, they still it's astounding that this team spends so much money and still has guys like Luke Shaw playing in a left center half position. It's pretty insane. Ahmad's return has helped them on that right-hand side quite a bit. I think when he plays that wing back role and they don't have Dallo, who's just run and sprint and crosser, that they could actually play through that side. I think him and Mbeumo is something interesting to watch. Cunha looks really desperate for a goal or for anything right now. I know he got on the score sheet this weekend, but before that, he had been kind of off his normal pace. His regression to the mean will be good for them, and I think they'll be just fine. I think, Tommy, that top 6 aim for them is pretty realistic. I think that would be a really good season, but there's a world in which that's possible, certainly.
I mean, this is the first time they've won 3 Premier League games in a row.
Yeah, is that guy going to cut his hair?
Under Amorim.
We get 2 more games, right? And then this
2
guy
more games against Forest, and then the 5th
Spurs. And then he gets to cut that hair. They should put him out. They should lift him up like a trophy when they win their 5th game.
Is it? I actually don't follow up that closely. Is it 5 games period or 5 Premier League games? Or does
5 games period.
At this point, it doesn't matter. There isn't much of a difference for them.
No.
Your next game is always a Prem game at this rate.
Good point. All right. United sit 6th in the table at the moment. It's not like they're coming from 18th place to get a European slot, but I do think, given how much shit has been talked about them and how little kind of low expectations are for them, yeah, they're doing very well. Let's give United some flowers there.
And then I'll bring them right back down. I'm looking at the table right now. Guess what the biggest point gap between 2 consecutive positions are, just to show you how tight the table is. Most are just like either tied or 1 point.
Is it at the top?
Yep.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. So you guys are what, 4 points up on Bournemouth?
4 up on Bournemouth. 5
Yeah,
up
and then from 2 till 16th, it is either a point or a tie between 2 consecutive places. So before we start looking at the table, this is quite messy.
Yeah. Obviously, one weekend there could be a lot of ups and downs going on. Okay, interesting. Didn't think we were going to start with United Brighton, but I like it. Good call, Tommy. Now, Mikey, we got Chelsea, Sunderland, Villa City, Brentford, Liverpool. Where do you want to go?
We have to talk about Liverpool at this point. I think it's the most interesting thing happening in world football right now. Team as loaded as them, with a relatively, like, if you look at the lineup they played against Brentford, Jones, Szoboszlai, this is all, I think, about Ryan Gravenberch's injury and how much he mattered to that midfield. I think we were saying all the time, the Van Dijk, the Salah, even Isak to an extent, they're players that have replacements, but there really isn't a natural replacement for Gravenberch. Endo, I can't stand watching Endo play. I know he's a funny meme to a lot of people, but he can't turn his hips or play the ball forward at any point. So without Gravenberch healthy, I think this is really bad. I don't want to get into like the opinions of it because obviously it makes my heart sing with joy. But how do you feel about Liverpool's title chances, Sam?
Yeah, a lot worse now than I did a few weeks ago. That's for sure. I mean, the problem is that I am hopelessly biased, right? I'm just like itching to find somebody who's going to compete with Arsenal, and I just don't.
There's
see it
plenty
at
of
this
teams.
point.
I think City could get there.
I mean, that's the best shout.
Yeah.
That's the best shout that makes the most sense.
What if it was you?
know.
What wouldn't you love a 2-horse race with us?
No, I don't think I would. Just because I know you guys are a better team than us right now. So I mean, like, would I love to be in a title race? Yes. Would I love to be in a title race against you? Yes. Would I love to be in a title race against you this year? Ugh. I mean, I guess I'd take it just because that means we're a hell of a lot better, or you guys are a hell of a lot worse than I think we are. But yeah, you guys, your defense is so good.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're talking about
like
Liverpool right now, though. We'll get to us.
All right. Well, listen, I'm fine not giving you guys any flowers. Let's go to Liverpool. Yeah, they're just bad. They just stink right now.
Yeah,
I didn't really watch
joke.
the game today against Palace, but like, yeah, they just stink. The
Palace game was a give. They gave today away.
The Palace game because
they gave today away.
Yeah.
Right. And listen, League Cup games are League Cup games.
When you saw the lineup, you were like, they're trying to get killed.
Even the bench.
Yeah, they were trying to get smoked.
Yeah, I mean, it's a League Cup game. There's a lot of rotation, all that. So I typically don't include those in sort of the calculus of where teams are at. But that even outside of that game, they stink. They just straight up stink.
Yeah, they really don't have a defensive fullback or a linchpin midfielder, and that's quite literally the most important roles on. If you were to talk about the Arsenal team or like successful teams right now, it's like all action, really dual winning fullbacks and like a progressive pace-making 6, and they don't have either of those players. So, but they have 200 million pound strikers. So that's cool.
And Verts and
yeah, I mean, that's fun. All that's great. Can they turn Verts into a deep lying playmaker is the real question, because he's not going to give you end product.
Well, what are your thoughts on Liverpool's title chances?
I don't think that they need to weather this thing fast. They're going to lose Salah for a period, I think, with AFCON, right? So
I don't think that's the worst thing for them.
Yeah, switch to a 4-4-2 and get rid of that high winger.
It removes some of the lineup headaches for him, but they got to. You can't give up. I don't know the number off my head. I know it's 7 straight games that they've given up the first goal.
Oof.
And I'm pretty sure there's other games in this sequence. You can't do that and expect to win games.
That's insane.
Consistently. Like, it's killer. Especially like the way soccer's going, where, hey, you get scored on. Teams are just going to sit back, waste time, counter you, look for set pieces. Like, it's incredibly hard to break down those type of blocks. And I think the only reason they smoked Frankfurt is because Frankfurt was like, all right, we're still going to press you and go after it. And that's like German way. But yeah, I think that's the simple fix is how do we put a team out there for the first 45 minutes where we don't give up the first goal? Because if that is your approach, you naturally, like we've just said, have better attackers than everyone. There's a good chance you end up scoring the first goal by focusing on not getting scored on first.
Sam, to answer your question, something has to drastically change. I don't see them in the race right now.
Yeah, I would have disagreed with you maybe 2 weeks ago, but after they just continued to not figure anything out.
Do you want to know what their next 3 games are too?
Yeah, I literally just went to look, Tommy. That's
Villa at home, and Villa's hot right now. I think
very hot.
Villa's maybe won 5 in a row. No, 4 out of 5. But 5.
They beat us. They beat City.
6 of the last 7. Let's put it that way. So their form is the exact opposite of Liverpool. Then Madrid in Champions League, and then City away, and then international break. So let's say they lose all 3, or lose.
No, stop this.
What changes happen at the November break? I'm
not
saying
play on Tyler's wedding.
Oh no, that's the day after Tyler's wedding.
Yeah. They're going to
I
beat City.
feel like if they lose these next two, whoever from this podcast is there has to watch that game with him the day after his wedding.
Well, Sam will be there. He will have missed his flight home.
Yeah, true.
New me.
He might kill someone.
No, but by the way, Tyler, I know you're probably not going to be listening this deep in the podcast. Nobody's had a longer wedding. I hear about this thing. I've heard about this thing impacting your day-to-day life for 2 months. People get married.
He did. He asked out of this week. He asked out last week.
This is not a good time for me right now, Tyler.
Wedding. As
Can't wait. I can't wait to be there. 8 points clear while he's walking down the aisle with a big fat grin on my face.
Mikey, do you wear a Minnesota United jersey to this wedding?
I'm sure half the roster will be there.
Does Everton pass Liverpool at any point this season? Adam asked.
Oh, stop that, Adam. I love the optimism.
Where
that's
right now.
Hey, let's say these next two games go the way they should, or could, not should. There's
it's only a 4-point gap. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, points right now.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right.
That's the Liverpool that I totally won't regret hearing back in 6 months' time. Quickly
on Spurs before we get to Arsenal, since I'm sure you guys
want to talk
the tires. You know, Everton is a very good team. Maybe very good is a little strong, but they're a very solid team, a good team, a team that, you don't really want to play on the road. So the fact we came away with 3 points, I mean, I have zero qualms with that. It's a little, I don't know, concerning that we just can't generate much offense apart from set pieces, which are a very important part of the game. I've always said this, and, good teams score set pieces. But I don't know. Our offense is just a little. It's not great.
I've got a real question. A real question for you.
A real question.
Do you know who the table leader is in away form in the Premier League?
Is it Spurs?
By a lot.
Yeah, I know. We're good on the road.
So my follow up to that is: do you need to build a new stadium?
No, we got those Beyonce revenues. We got all sorts of money coming in the door because of it. I don't know what's going on with our home form. That's a very good question. Yeah, I don't know. I like that, John. I got no answer for you.
I like John's take that this Frank's setup is better for away matches and the counterattacking style.
That makes sense.
That was like at Brentford too.
Yeah. Yeah,
they were very good on the road or in a kind of road-like state where they weren't the team that was supposed to kind of impose themselves on the other team. Defend really well.
That's fair. It's not really the Tottenham Wanderers, as Adam said. It's not really the Tottenham way. I don't know. I can't really complain too much. We're in third place right now. I mean, it's not so bad. I'm not gonna complain too loudly or vociferously, but yeah, we got to figure out what's going on at home, and just offensively, because it ain't it right now. We got to.
Chelsea's going to be a great opportunity for you to play in that style.
In the Thomas Frank way.
Yeah.
Yes, and I think that's at Chelsea.
It's at home. Then you host United. Then you play Arsenal. So I think you can beat Chelsea and United. United actually sets up pretty perfectly. So, yeah, I would say you're going to be. I actually like what Tottenham looks like right now.
Okay, I think you're a little more optimistic than I am. I third place, winning away 3-0. I got no problems with any of this. But the fact we can't really generate offense in our midfield just. I don't know. I guess maybe Pepe Sarr needs to play a little bit more. I don't know.
So I think this is the first time that I've really come to the conclusion that you don't read Tommy's tactics blogs anymore.
What did I miss?
So one thing on those, I try not to be negative on teams because I'm far from the position of doing so. But I think you hear a lot of people talk about Spurs. One of the things that they're doing right now that I think is hurting their attack is their fullback and their winger are both playing wide in straight lines. So when teams like sit off them, it's very hard to get into positions like high value scoring positions when both of your like wide players are on the same vertical line. It's very easy for them to get pressed and force the ball backwards or get trapped. And I think if they find ways to figure that out, or because they still play inverted wingers that cut inside and then their fullbacks really get around, where it's just a bit easier starting position wise to then create those kind of wide triangles. Because once they make them, they're actually pretty good at them. It's just getting into position where those exist is, I think, would solve a lot from their attacking standpoint.
Can you send Thomas Frank an email? Maybe that'd be nice.
Yeah,
he's in the cord.
Yeah, all promises talk, so we can figure it
out. As Drew said in the chat, us hosting Chelsea has just not gone well for us lately. So yeah, I don't love that that's the game coming up, but time to get that monkey off our back. All right. Now, do you want to? I've already pumped Arsenal's tires a little bit. Do you guys want to do a little more back padding?
No, I think we're pretty good, and I'm comfortable with my team. I will say something. You're talking about Arsenal, right? Just to make sure before I start this whole thing.
Yes.
Right? Is that yes?
Yes.
The video of Gabriel Heinze with the defensive unit moved me to my core. I like the way they're approaching this whole thing. It's got the right mixture of like fuck you and talent right now. What did I used to call that something? I forget. Where like there had to be enough like angry guys and
I remember this.
Something in Stoke. But there's a real way that they're looking at this, not as like I didn't get selected today. It's like this defensive unit, you could play anywhere along the back four, any if you can, and the goal is to not allow a goal in this match, no matter what. And they don't look. There seems to be a selflessness. There seems to be a sense of spirit. Listen, this is all easy to say on the back of winning multiple matches in a row and having the defensive record we do, but there's a real like this has to happen, and we're bringing in people who've won before attitude that I'm really enjoying seeing. Like you said earlier, Tommy, about Liverpool, it's Arsenal's just completely content with the output in the XG and the whatever going forward because they're so solid defensively. That one will come. You saw it in the Palace match. Didn't really do a lot to quote unquote win the match, but you know, when you're that solid defensively, over 90 minutes with that much quality up top, something will happen. The problem is going to be when we trail or when there are teams, you know, really, really trying to protect the lead against us. But no, I love it's a very calming sense to know you go out there and the most you're really giving up is, you know, 0.5 XG, something like that.
I mean, Brighton had a few chances today in that game, but they just couldn't connect. And then if you don't take the one or two chances you get against Arsenal, you're fucked. That's just how it is. Mm-hmm. And so I called you guys the Unwatchable Unevitables at the top. You're not fun to watch. If I'm looking for ways to talk shit about Arsenal, I guess that's really the only thing I got at this point. Is you guys are not fun. It's not an enjoyable watch.
Yeah, but, man, I know. But like people say we're scoring a lot of set piece goals. It's because we're playing against those low blocks and are getting those set pieces. That's probably the best way to explain it. Is that's the best outcome for us when we are positioned where we are on the field. So the quality is the best thing going. Is the quality of the service. I mean, Declan Rice and Saka need to maintain their. They need to stay on the pitch and continue to deliver the way they are. So I'm very, very happy.
Tommy, if anybody catches you, who's it going to be?
City.
I think that's right.
That's scary because I don't think there's any way in hell they catch you guys.
And for me, the reason why they're like a balance between if Arsenal's on one end of the spectrum with we're going to score and just not give up any goals.
Yeah.
Like we're going to score one or two and just give up nothing. And then Liverpool, we're going to outscore you, whatever the score is. They're somewhere in the middle. Like they're scoring goals for fun and they're just not leaking as many as Liverpool. So that would be interesting as the title race goes on. If they can get a little bit better defensively, they win a couple key matches, and then maybe Arsenal for like a 2-3 game stretch doesn't score like they should and tie, well, then it's very, very tight. And you'd have to think over a 50 to 70 game season for these guys that's going to happen at least for one stretch.
I mean, they need Rodri back for one.
Been saying that for 18 months.
I know, and they haven't had him back except for a few months there. All right, quickly, we got to say something nice about Sunderland. Say something nice, Mikey.
I just looked up their odds to be relegated, so I don't think I'm the best person to.
Oh, I got.
What are they?
I got something nice for them after this.
Wait,
Not
before you
juicy
go,
enough.
Tommy.
Not juicy enough.
Are they bottom 3 to be relegated at this point?
Why don't you guess while I pull this up?
I mean, I would say West Ham,
No
Wolves.
chance for bottom 3.
Right.
There's 0%
no way.
chance of that.
Where would they be though?
I'd say 14.
Probably, yeah, 13.
They're
14.
plus 700.
don't know how that
Seventh
compares.
best odds, seventh worst odds, however you want to look
Okay,
at it.
so
Burnley
you take
minus
14.
Burnley minus 400, or Burnley minus 200, Wolves minus 400, and the third worst. The betting odds at minus 165. Do you have a guess?
Third
West Ham.
worst?
Well, it's West Ham, correct.
That
Thanks.
doesn't surprise me at all.
Minus 165.
Although I do think Nuno will get them. I think Nuno will get them where they
That
need
big
to be.
stadium. That big stadium looks crazier and crazier.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough to fill that in the championship. I don't think they're going down. By the way, I do not think West Ham will get relegated. I do think Wolves will.
I sure do.
Okay, Tommy, back to Sunderland. What do you got?
They're quite organized. They're actually good. I think the best compliment that they can get paid is Maresca comes out after the game saying, I watched 7 to 9 games with our analysts, and we had never seen them play a back five. And we're just not prepared. And they had a whole week of preparation or a whole 3 days of preparation that they're 10 minutes before a game, throw out the window. So I think that's impressive management, but I also think that this was planned over time, that they were strategically going to use a back five in games where they thought they could maybe get a point or get something out of, but sporadically use it. And then I think the other one is, yes, Xhaka, like I said early on, is a floor raiser more than a ceiling raiser for these guys. And I think the ultimate floor raiser you're seeing in the Prem, or let's say in world football for the last 3 or 4 years. I did it with Arsenal when they needed to get back into top 4, compete for trophies. Clearly did it with Leverkusen, where I think some of the ceiling raisers there were Wirtz, Frimpong, and other guys. He's doing it again here. And this, for me, this is, let's say they finish top half of the table. That's just as impressive as a trophy. To be able, given the way the Prem is going with newly promoted teams, to not only stay up but finish top half would be incredibly impressive.
That'd be huge. I mean, I think they clearly have what it takes to stay up. I don't know if they can stay in the top half, but the way they're playing right now, I'm not going to put it past them.
They're getting a little lucky with stuff, but they're also playing well, and you need a bit of that to stay up. So, credit to them.
Quickly, Bournemouth. Close your eyes or close your ears, Beaches. Yeah, Forrest has not gotten the new manager bump out of Sean Dyche yet. Bournemouth it's fun to watch them play. It's fun to see Tyler Adams be like a key part to what they do. I'm a huge Bournemouth fan at the moment. They're fun. All right, we'll leave it there. The Wolves Burnley game, which we haven't really talked about, I watched it. I can't believe that happened. That was a lot of fun. Burnley. So Wolves came back from being down 2-0, I believe, and then Burnley got the late stoppage time winner. Hell of a lot of fun for two teams that are not great, but that was a lot of fun.
Or good even.
Well, listen, goals are goals. I did not have that over, so I felt a little bit of FOMO, but, what are you going to do? Sometimes you got to miss ones. All right, FPL, let's give a quick shout-out to some of the people at the top of the tables.
Yeah.
Council of Elders, Cruel summer, Mikey Fowler. You've been at the top for quite a while. You're still at the top.
I know.
Not the greatest week, though. 49 points. I picked up 20 points on you. Just FYI.
That's great.
For that ass. I know,
Congratulations.
Still 70 or 60 points back. So you're in first, Tommy second, I'm third, Tyler fourth, and Mitch is actually, shout out Mitch. He caught up with Tyler this week. They're tied for last place. Let's see. The Sam's Army's Discord Sickos League. Vert's so good. Dalton Kemper is killing it. He's
smoking everybody.
Shout out to Dalton. Kudos, he thinks he is. Carter Broxton second. Los Porros Hermanos. Tim Marks is in third, and Cruel Summer fourth.
I'm coming
now let's
for everyone.
go to the Sam's Army Podcast League. What's that?
Damn.
Sam's Army Podcast League. Paul Brewer, 50 Shades of Eddie Gray, 626 points. That is very impressive, Paul Brewer. Second place, Frank and Spurs, Cooper Lyon. In one area, out the other, Brendan Price is in third.
I love
and
that
www.nicobreen.org, Luke Hart. Followed by Dalton in fifth. All right, week to come. Some interesting games. We got City hosting Bournemouth. That's on Sunday. Liverpool, LOL Liverpool, hosting Villa on Saturday.
Don't do
Tottenham,
that.
Chelsea.
I feel like if we don't talk about Liverpool losing, they'll continue to.
All right, fair point. I'll go back. Let's strike that from the record. Liverpool hosting Villa on Saturday. Spurs hosting Chelsea also on Saturday. And Forest hosting United also on Saturday. Some of the highlights. Tommy, what game are you watching and why?
I kind of already previewed one of them would be Liverpool Villa for sure. I think that one's going to catch my attention. I'm between the Spurs Chelsea or Forest United game as my second one, and I'm not sure. I think Spurs Chelsea could be a little bit more up and down.
Yeah, that's going to be a better game.
Goals flowing, and Forest United could be a drag.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what Forest brings to the table at this point. Like,
I want to watch them because the Prem is better with Sean Dyche in it.
I totally agree with you. I'm fired up for the Dyche man.
You guys are the two. You guys are more excited about Sean Dyche than I think anybody else in the world.
Well, he's out here acting like he invented set pieces and nobody paid attention to him. The way he talks right now is fucking insane.
You know what's interesting is
he's
Tony Pulis. Tony Pulis is too. They're like, oh,
yeah,
I was
I
dinosaur.
love how we talked about Pulis. Like everyone thought he was crazy. Now it's in style. He's one of those guys like Neil Warnock, Tony Pulis, Premier League legends that deserve to be in the Prem. Big Sam, David Morris, all those guys. So
yeah.
I put him in that category of legends. It's good to see him.
So I agree with you in principle. It's going to sound like I don't when I explain why, but I need them in there because they're like the few remaining people in the sport who were given a leash and given autonomy, and I'm not sure they are even smart. Like they're not like data driven, and they're not like It's exciting to see what could possibly happen when you give an old guy. Like I want Neil Warnock to be given like City and see what he would do with it. Like it's Sean Dyche in 2026 next year is the most exciting thing possible, just to see what the game has certainly moved past Sean Dyche's, and Sean Dyche is now back in the Prem. So
now,
buckle up.
Maybe this is a question for you, Tommy, but has the Premier League or has soccer or whatever, the sport moved past the Sean Dyche's, or is everything cyclical? Because in my mind, it's just cyclical. And
cyclical,
right. So
sure.
it's just it's back. Like if you have certain types of styles that you get away from, then you just counter that with something, and then it sort of comes back in vogue. That's sort of my thought on that one.
Yeah, the best way I've heard it described, and it's in one of Pep's books. For some reason, I think it was from Pep's books. He's like, all soccer is applying old concepts in new contexts.
That's well said. Well said. Peaches, I love him, although suffering Ange PTSD. I know. I can't. The Ange chapter at Nottingham Forest will be forgotten quickly by most people, but remembered unfondly by everybody else. All right, we are done with the Premier League. Halftime. Quickly, before we get to weekly what if, Tommy, do you want to give a shot at telling the folks about Kick It and when the one-stop shop for everybody's soccer tennis needs?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. Let me get my brain in order for this one.
Yes, I do, Sam.
Great. Okay, I'm good. Yeah, I think Kick It, net. Please get it.
We're gonna be at Tyler's wedding playing Kick It. It's a time killer.
Honestly, I was trying to go somewhere with that, and I couldn't put it together.
I'll take it from here.
On the beaches of Cincinnati, the San Diego of the Midwest, you need a net, a Kick It net, and just a reminder, it's good shit. But
I did need that reminder, to be honest.
As Tyler would say, if you want to play with your friends, if you're skilled like me or unskilled like Sam, it's for everyone. You should get it. And I think the code is SAM25 for 25% off, and it is kickit.net. If you remember anything from this, it's good shit. The code is SAM25, and it's kickit.net. Get your Kick-It net and use it in the summer and winter of the beaches of Cincinnati.
There you go. Any addendums, supplements, Mikey?
I think that was perfectly said. No notes.
Well, every word spot on. All right. Weekly what if? Bizarro World Cup question here. So if on the off chance the United States of America does not win World Cup 2026, something crazy happens. Everybody gets hurt. I don't know what it would take. But if we don't win, Tommy, who are you rooting for?
Argentina.
Really?
Yeah.
Is this for Messi? Is this why?
Actually, it was a combination of Messi, yes, but also to your question earlier about kind of like cyclical soccer and how everyone's kind of going to these long ball, man-to-man pressing, set-piece driven approaches. I think Argentina is one of the few teams who is not trying to do that. And we need teams like that to win so we can enjoy our soccer more.
A true romantic.
Yeah,
all right.
Very romantic take.
I was rooting hard for Messi to win a World Cup last time. I will definitely not be rooting for him next time around. He got his World Cup, so people can shut up about him not being the best player of all time because of that. But I don't need Argentina to win another one. Mikey, who you got?
I sent a text to Larry this week that I think I'm ready for England to win a tournament.
You and Peaches. I've
grown up. I once was a man who loved to laugh at clubs not winning silverware. But now that joke is dead, I think everyone should win trophies. So let's give one to perennial winner Harry Kane and the England Three Lions. I actually think, their betting odds are bad because they know the British love to bet, so they don't need to price that number pretty high. But so there is no value. But I will be supporting them to win the World Cup on American soil. I think that would be fucking hilarious.
I don't like that at all. I understand.
I'm pissing Adam off. I want that to happen so badly now.
I'm with Adam on this one. Absolutely not. F that. I really kind of feel like the world is a better place when Brazil is good at soccer, and I kind of hope that
they're not. So
I know that's unfortunate, and I don't know if I'd like their players either. So I don't know.
It's an embarrassing time to be Brazilian. I love how that's just going to hang out there now.
Sorry, there was somebody making noise in the background. I didn't even hear what you said.
Nothing important.
Was it anti-Brazilian?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's move to around the world. We don't have the MLS Minuteman. We don't have any Champions League this week. So we will go straight to Hot Topics, which I moved down to the Around the World section. Just want to get your guys' thoughts on two interesting current events in the soccer world. The first of which, Japan. So there's talk of Japan potentially leaving the Asian Football Federation, and forming their own new East Asian Federation. And this is in response to alleged manipulation by the Qataris. I believe this is mostly about the club level in domestic soccer and the Asian Champions League. Sorry, Mike.
You got some Legos going on there?
We got some. I don't know what's going on. I honestly, it's behind this curtain. I don't even know who it is, what they're doing. It's strange noises. Yeah. Anyway, somebody help me out and just take the mic so I can put it on mute and go yell at somebody. Tommy, any thoughts on this?
No.
Who else is going to be in this group?
Like,
inter squad scrimmages.
This is the East Asian Super League.
So this is where we need Tyler, because honestly, I feel like I could say something that could get me in a lot of trouble when I don't know anything about East Asian countries and territories and lines and all of that stuff. So I'm going to pass on this until Tyler's done getting married, which by my estimation will be sometime in 2027. So
yeah, good point.
He's going to hate you for agreeing even that little bit right there. So you're in now with me. I got you.
Sam, is this, you said it's for the clubs, not for the nation?
I think that's what's driving it, but they wouldn't be able to do it just for clubs and still be in the Asian Federation for national teams.
Are they trying to disassociate with the Middle East?
That's what it sounds like. And as Peaches said in the chat, I was going to point this out. Like there's this Oceania, federation that Australia left to join the Asian Federation. Perhaps there is something they could do
with trading countries out there.
I mean, listen, it's not the first time. Australia just moved to Asia 15 or so years ago. Like they could go back, bring Australia with them, have kind of an East Asia and Oceania together in one, and then you'd have kind of the other.
Back in my day, none of this mattered, Sam.
I mean, it's sort of true.
I don't really want to get into the business or politics of that.
Why not? Let's do it.
We're missing our political correspondent.
From a purely soccer standpoint, I don't know if this is a hot take at all, but I think the new hotbeds for soccer in the next 20 years will be like, when I say new hotbeds, like top 10, top countries kind of competing in semifinals, finals, kind of like a Croatia, would be Denmark, Sweden, Norway, Middle East, North African countries, and then Japan.
Yeah, we all read Soccernomics, McCabe.
That's a lot of teams. I mean, are you saying that maybe one of those might emerge?
Yes, they're coming from that region. Right now, it's looking like Denmark and Morocco.
Right, and Morocco looked good at the U20 World Cup.
My point being, if you separate Asia from the Middle East and East Asia, I think some of the it's basically like they should be included in kind of some of the African games as well, because demographically they're probably more similar to a Morocco, Egypt, these top nations in Africa. Like we need those kind of competing against each other more often. So from a soccer standpoint, I would enjoy a kind of two emerging talents areas competing against each other alongside some bigger clubs as well, or bigger nations as well.
Good shout. I'm gonna take the Eurasian hot topic and I'm gonna work it into my GOAWs at the end. So we'll skip right ahead to round the world. Actually, stoppage time. Final section. So you know what that means. Gotta get prepared here. Okay, I'm Tony's best bets. Overtrain. Had to go searching high and low this week. This past week, I went 3-2. Unfortunately, the odds were not nearly as good as I was looking or as I was hoping for. So what I'm going to do, I know change is scary, but I'm going to make a quick tweak to the overtrain five-a-side thing that I do. So it used to be all overs were over 2.5. It was just sort of simple, and I wanted to keep it as simple as possible. Unfortunately, that means that I can't really go after games that I think are going to have a ton of goals. So unless otherwise stated, my overs are over 2.5, but I will point out the games where it's actually over 3.5. So that be warned. Now, overtrain five-a-side. We aren't going Wednesday through Sunday this week because today is Wednesday. We got a late start on the week because of some travel-related issues. So we're going to go Thursday through Monday. These are all going over. On Thursday, we're going to the Swiss First Division, Lugano hosting Luzern.
God damn it.
Because I didn't say anything, it's over 2.5. Friday, Den Bosch and De Graafschap in Netherlands, Eerste Divisie. That's over 3.5. Saturday, we're going to the A-League, of course, everybody's favorite place for goals. MacArthur hosting Western Sydney Wanderers. That's 2.5. Sunday, Paderborn and Greuther Fürth in the Bundesliga 2. That's over 3.5. And then Monday, finally, Midtjylland hosting AGF in the Danish First Division.
Francolino's on fire, my boy, who didn't score when I laddered him.
Well, let's get some goals out of him. That's over 2.5. All right, Mikey, what do you got for us?
Hottest gambler in the world right here. Probably not true. I have a future for you if you'll allow me to. I know it's not going to help anybody, but it does help me not lose a bet right away and invest it in something long term and have something to root for the rest of the year. So this is purely based on what I'm seeing in vibes, but to finish top 6 in the Premier League, Palace is plus 300. And I think they are good enough to be one of the 6 best teams in the Premier League this season. I'm going to use my winnings on the wonderful world that I've been betting on and put them all on Palace to finish top 6 and become a Palace fan for the rest of the year. I'm in. So I don't usually play futures, but I'm going to take Palace to finish top 6.
All right. I don't mind that. I think that's a good bet. Palace is a very, very solid team. There's probably a conversation to be had. I know we had it very briefly a few weeks ago about, who's legit and who's not with Bournemouth, Sunderland, Palace, and these teams. But it's interesting. Palace is a fair bit. How many points behind Bournemouth are they right now? They are
3.
Only 5. Only 5.
Yeah.
But several, like half the table away from them. But yeah, I love Palace. I love Bournemouth. I love both those. They just seem like legitimate teams, and that seems like a good bet. I like that bet. I like that for us, Mikey. Well done. And I'm cold as hell, so I'm going to perhaps throw on something that you tell me bet on right now. Tommy, what do you got for us? I've been Tony's best bet wise.
I'm going to say. So I was between 2 ways of looking at this: Arsenal to give up a goal in both their games this week. Or to not give up a goal in both their games this week.
Well, that is what's going to happen.
Yeah. So just for fun, I'm going to do, they're playing away at Burnley and away at Slavia Prague. I think they win both games, but give up a goal in both games.
So both teams to score in the next 2 Arsenal matches?
Yeah.
And you could even parlay them with wins, and you'd really get some juice on that.
Tommy,
Okay.
I think you've created something I might want to be in.
All right. Last, never least, GOAWs time.
I got a weird one for you.
Okay, Mikey, start us off.
I was moved last night doing some research. Did you guys know that Gabon, the wonderful nation of Gabon, is currently, and I'm just going to pull up the qualifications, currently sit, I'm just trying to make sure I get this right. They are probably going to go to the World Cup. So they're only a point off Ivory Coast. The GOA I'm going to give you is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. who I didn't realize this, scored 4 goals and got sent off in a 4-3 win away to Gambia on October 10th. And when I looked just to see, like, they are the best second place team right now in qualification. They're going to have a legitimate shot to go to the World Cup. I am excited for it. It's Bouanga, it's Aubameyang, but I just wanted to use GOA to give a quick shout to Aubameyang with a 4-goal and red card performance in the qualifier. And I'm excited to see the Gabonese. I want to hear Tyler say all those names in a random game in Minnesota this summer. Give me all of it.
Does Minnesota host games?
No, they don't, but he'll be there. They're going to put him there to broadcast the game in Philly or something.
All right. It's a good shout. I like. I was gonna give a shout out to Bouanga, but you already did. Okay, Tommy, go up. What do you got?
I'm drier this week on GOAWs, to be honest.
You don't appreciate anything?
No. So the one I had, which I was going to do last week, I don't know if you guys said it, so that's why I wasn't going to use it. I'm assuming it was said. Mjällby winning the league. And
that's your story.
So Mjällby, a small kind of Swedish village I think in the south of Sweden of 800 people, just won. There's like 2 to 3 villages. One's 800, one's like 1,500 people, and the other one's like 400, whatever. They are called one, but play their games in the bigger one. They just won the first division in Sweden, I think 3 years after or 2 years after being promoted. And then cool couple facts about that. Let's say 3. Their assistant coach, if you're ever on X or whatever you want to call it, is super open about the way they do things there and interacts with fans. So as a fan, if you ever want to kind of see what's behind the curtain for how clubs operate and like get their product that you see on the weekends during the week, he's very vocal about it. So you should check him out. His name is Carl Marius Axum. And then 2, I have a former teammate that I played with in Cincinnati that is on that team, starting left center back. Not only did he play for that team, he played for Graham Potter's Ostersunds that went from 3rd division to 1st division. I don't think they won, but it was kind of on that journey as well. So shout out to him for being part of, I'd probably say, the 2 coolest footballing stories of that country in the 21st century. So that would have been my GOA last week. I know it wasn't on, but for sure my GOA this week.
Good shout. I got a couple honorable mentions. I'll run through quickly. John Texter, he's this guy. He bought all these Team Botafogo. He was involved with Lyon. He was involved with Palace. He had to sell Palace. It was this whole situation. He's now trying to, allegedly anyway, buy Wolves. This guy is just like, I don't know, obsessed with buying clubs, I guess. I know he's part of he's involved with this multi-club model, but anyway, whatever. Shout out to La Liga fans and players who did the unthinkable and banded together to tell the greedy owners to fuck off and force them to abandon plans to play official regular season game in Miami. And also, last but never least on honorable mentions, Queen Wanda, who has she was back in the news, not because of her escapades with Mauro Icardi. This time she was sending illicit texts to Enzo Fernandez.
She's got a type. I knew it.
Got a type. I'll say that. But my actual GOA is going to Turkish soccer. What in the world is going on in Turkey? They cannot go a day without just huge controversy and drama. So number one, the Super League, they've played 10 matches so far, 10 weeks of games. They've had 8 coaches fired. Almost as many coaches fired as games played. And then on top of that, even bigger than that, is this referee betting scandal that is now exploding. So somebody found out, I don't know who did the investigation on this, there's 571 match officials involved with the Super League and I assume lower leagues in Turkey. 571. 371, meaning more than half of them, have official betting accounts. 152 of which are actively right now placing bets. So among these 371 people. 7 are Super League referees. 15 are assistants. It's not clear at all what they've been betting on, whether they're betting on games that they had influence over, this sort of thing. But it is insane. It is absolutely insane how this was just apparently a accepted norm, even though they absolutely cannot do that by the rules of FIFA and by UEFA. So I don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, they're going to have to have some huge changes go on. I know a lot of people will probably be fired, and a lot of things will probably be swept under the rug. But this is a terrible look. I love a lot of things about Turkish soccer. The passion is unrivaled, but this is really embarrassing for them. And obviously, some big changes are needed. All right, we'll leave it right there. Mikey, Tommy, you guys are the best. Everybody in the Discord, it's been great chatting with you. If you're not in the Discord, get in the Sam's Army Patreon so you can get in the Discord chat. We'll be back next week. Let's see. Nope, Tyler will not be married yet, so who knows if he'll be back.
Oh,
He'll be
my
back.
God. Really?
Not yet. Not yet. We still got another
word.
Monday. We'll be back bigger and better, maybe faster and stronger, but definitely